My name is Sara. I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I've been living in the UK since June of this year after I got married. Our Shia community is very big in Toronto. I'm part of the Koja community, and our community is actually about, I think, 5,000 people. So I've always grown up in a really huge community. I went to university. I went away from home for university. And at that point, I never questioned my beliefs, but I didn't know what Shia Islam was. I didn't know really the difference between Shias and Sunnis. And then I started to really question my beliefs. I had no Shia friends at that point in first and second year of university. So I started really questioning my beliefs, especially because I had so many Sunni friends who would ask me questions that I couldn't answer. And then I started losing my faith. I started losing my, I started losing my faith in the Shia sect of Islam because I didn't know what it was and I didn't know why I was practicing it other than my parents told me to, and that's all I knew. So at that point I was almost lost. And then 3 years ago I came to Karbala, and before that I don't even know why I was called to Karbala because I didn't have that yaqeen in me at that point, not at all. I was questioning everything. I didn't know whether I'm Shia or I'm not. But alhamdulillah, I came to Karbala not knowing anything, being extremely underprepared. And I came here in Muharram. It wasn't Arba'in or Ashra, so it was a completely different experience. You know, it was a lot more quiet. I came in a different group. There was a lot of lectures and things. And I was wearing hijab. Before that, I didn't even know how to put on my hijab. I didn't know how to wear one at all. And then I came here, and I guess listening to all these lectures about the sacrifices that our bibis made in Karbala so that we could us Muslim women could wear hijab today, and even keeping Islam alive, that's what really got to me. Before that, I never would have thought of even wearing hijab. I knew that was something that was wajib upon us, but I would just put it off basically. I would say, you know, after marriage, after I have kids, or later on in my life, because there was really not that a handful of people who wore hijab in my university, and I said I didn't want to wear it when I was in university. There would be no way. And it's never been something that I've been preparing for. And then I came here, and that's when I first started thinking about wearing hijab. I never thought I would, but I don't know. One time I was listening to a lecture given by somebody in the group, and he was saying, you know, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Bibi Zainab alayhi salam, they sacrificed themselves, they sacrificed their children, they sacrificed everything that they had for Islam. We can't even sacrifice our own looks, and that just made me feel really hypocritical basically. And then it wasn't until I went to Sham right after Karbala that it really hit me then. I went there, and I was standing in front of Bibi Zainab Zyarah alayhi salam, and you know, I knew the sacrifices that she had made for me. I was wearing hijab, and then 2 days later I knew I was going back to Toronto, and I was thinking, am I going to keep this hijab on, or am I going to disgrace her? Am I going to stand in front of her and cry and know what sacrifices she's been through, and then go home tomorrow and then just completely rip off my hijab and forget everything that just happened? But I just couldn't. There was something in me that just pulled me, and I landed in Toronto, and I was like, that's it, I'm not taking off my hijab. And after that, alhamdulillah, everything in my life has changed. Everything has gone so much better. I lived away from university where there was so much peer pressure. When I came back, in this day and age, alhamdulillah, everybody knows what hijab is. They know not to ask you to come to certain places. People know not to speak to you in a certain way. So when I came back, I gained so much respect. I had so much anxiety when I was thinking about wearing hijab. I really wanted to do it, but I was like, when I come back, how are people going to treat me? Are people going to look down on me? Are they going to discriminate against me? But until this day, alhamdulillah, I have never had anybody discriminate against me. I've never had, I've never had any doubts about wearing hijab. This is literally, alhamdulillah, the best decision of my life. And even coming to Karbala in terms of Shia Islam, I didn't know what Shia Islam was. I didn't really look into it. And I came back, and that's when I started making Shia friends. That's when I started becoming involved in our community, and I started researching for myself, what is it? And alhamdulillah, today I have so much faith in our sect of Islam. I know that I'm on haqq. Like, I know that the wilayah of Imam Ali alayhi salam is my religion. And I know that the sacrifices of Imam Hussein in Karbala, that I can take every calamity that comes into my life, everything, you can relate everything back to Karbala, because now I know what is Karbala, like what does it stand for. Before I thought we were just crying because because of the way that our Ahlul Bayt was martyred, but I realize it's so much more than that. It's your entire lifestyle. Inshallah, I'll be able to come again every year after this. So for the sisters who think hijab is not for me, or it's not for me right now, or I can wear it later on in life, it's, the thought process of that, of thinking about hijab, of thinking about what you're going to face after hijab, is a lot harder. It's a lot more stressful than actually wearing hijab itself. I was completely shocked. I had so much anxiety when I was in Karbala, because I was like, I knew this was something I had to do, but in my mind, I just thought, like, how am I going to be accepted after this, after I come back, and after I'm completely away and disconnected from all these Shias around me, and that everybody's attacking my beliefs, and how am I supposed to go and cope? But you know what? It's not something that happened gradually for me. It's something that happened overnight. It's something that you just have to have within yourself. You just have to think about the sacrifices of our Imams, of Bibi Zainab alayhi salam. You have to understand what hijab stands for. You have to understand that, Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam was the alamdar of Karbala. We are the alamdars of Islam with our hijabs. Those are our flags. So, it's a really big responsibility, and I'm nowhere near being perfect, and I probably don't even deserve this responsibility, but it's such a blessing. If you see a Muslim woman, you know she's a Muslim woman by her hijab on her head. If you see a Muslim man, anybody can have a beard. You don't really know that he's a Muslim man. So we have so much responsibility, but it's such a blessing for us. This hijab is my reminder that every day I walk out of the house, this is how I have to conduct myself. This is, will my Lord be pleased with me? Will Bibi Zainab alayhi salam be pleased with me? Will I be, will I be portraying her message? Will I be displaying my hijab in the best way possible, not just by what I'm wearing, but my modesty, the way I conduct myself, the things I do, the actions I do, and the things I say. It all comes hand in hand, and that's why I'm saying my entire life changed after Karbala. My entire life changed after I wore hijab, because before that there was just so many things I was pressured into doing, and I wasn't strong enough. But this hijab made me so strong. This hijab is my shield and my sword. Like, it just like made me the person who I am today. Bibi Zainab alayhi salam was my inspiration for wearing hijab. She helped me make every decision in my life after that. She helped everything become so easy for me, for Islam, and to understand my faith as a Shia. She's done so much for me, and now I can't even go and visit her. went to Sham 2 months before the conflict. And after that, I wasn't allowed to go back. I could never stand in front of her and tell her how much she's changed my life. And I don't know when I'm going to get that opportunity again. Inshallah. Inshallah, I get this opportunity again. Inshallah, she knows. Inshallah, she knows how much she's helped me, how much she's brought me closer to Allah. Inshallah, I'll just get that chance to see her and to thank her. Inshallah, she doesn't have to be alone for much longer.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fariba Arab. I live in Los Angeles in the United States. Long time ago, about 30 years ago, my parents decided to move me to United States and leave me there, and ever since I've been living there with my family, of course. Throughout the years, I wasn't able to practice any religious because I was not living with the religious family. So I lived with my friends and with a non-religious kind of family over years and years. And suddenly something happened in my family. My brother, younger brother, started to study about Islam, and he pretty much became so religious and so happy in life that his happiness affected me, and I went after Islam to see what it is that made such a difference in my brother's life. And when I studied about it, I became Muslim myself. I was born Muslim but wasn't practicing anything. And then after I went to Hajj, it was about 11 years ago. That was the point that it changed my whole life. Before I go to Hajj, I had lots of questions. I have a lot of doubts. I wasn't pretty sure about if I'm going to continue with Islam or not.